Welcome back everyone to the Study Prep Guys channel. I got a bit late guys. I'm sorry for that. We supposed to have this live stream since 11 guys, since like 11. No, not since 11, since 8. But we went a bit long. We went a bit so yeah guys, we supposed to start this paper since an hour before. We supposed to start this document an hour before. So let me just put on this on the screen. Let me show you guys what's going on. We supposed to actually start this document. Hang on this day. We're supposed to start since eight just now. But due to certain reasons, guys, we couldn't really do that. Let me just put this on the screen, guys. So yeah, we'll be working the 2024 paper 1 May June for PUB. This is the third session on the PUB marathon. As you guys know, PUB is not too long from now. So let's read the instructions so we could get. And I'll wait for you guys for a couple of minutes. So the test consists of 6 items. You will have 1 hour and 50 minutes answer them. In addition to these test booklets, you should have the answer sheet. Each item in this test has 4 suggested answers A, B, C, or D. You are about to answer and decide what choice is best. So yes, we basically got the gist of it. This is the 2024 one, right? This is not the 2025. So I'll wait for the chat. Couple minutes. Alexa? Alexa? Sure, Alexa is alright. Alexa? Alexa is on a whole other world right now, guys. Anyways, I waited for the chat to catch itself. If anyone is wanting to follow along in the video, you could come on. I will wait for you for a couple minutes. We'll be starting in about 5 minutes of the stream. Right now we're 2 minutes 42 seconds. Yeah. Guys, from if you look back into our last live stream, um, at least on YouTube, I had a lot of lagging. I didn't like that. We had a lot of lagging, a lot of lagging. I don't like lagging on. I don't like when I'm lagging. I don't like when I'm lagging on YouTube. It's irritating. Anyways, let's start. We're about 3 minutes. Let's give it a 2 minutes to wait for you guys who wants to stay in tune. How's everyone out there? How's everyone out there? You guys ready to work this paper? You guys ready? Give me thumbs in the chat. Thumbs in the chat. I did start this paper late. I did say that I started this paper late. Honestly, I supposed to start working this document since 8 today, and now it's 11. So I'm very late for this document. So if anyone have any questions or anything, I really do apologize for that. I did schedule it in my channel beforehand, but when I got, I'll just lay my head for a couple minutes and sleep away. Anyways, guys, I will do continuing live streams like this. I will do continue longer live streams like this for POB. Hopefully everyone is with me. Hopefully everyone is all right. We're going into, we have 30 more seconds, so let's wait out. Let's wait to see anyone else would go join the chat. All right, let's start. We are going into 5 minutes now. Let's start. Alexa, play relaxing piano music. So let's look at the first question right off the bat. Which of the following types of business environment is the most typical in the Commonwealth Caribbean? And this is the mixed economy. This is a repeat question. This is a question that come in 2025 also. This is a repeat question. I don't know why they didn't change it a lot because this is like I literally work. This is the exact same question for paper one for 2025. Which of the following is not an example of an ethical business practice? Which is not an example of an ethical business one. Money laundering, non-payment of taxes, retrenching inefficient workers, use of misleading advertisement. Retrenching had to be true because wait. Yes, retrenching inefficient workers. Yes, we already took question two already. So let's move on to question three. The policies of a company are usually formulated by the managers, right? So just make sure something quick. So yes, in this case, the persons that form policies of company are usually formulated by the managers of the business. Which of the following are advantages of a sole trader? Ease of setup, ease share profits. They're both. So that is I. So that's four. Yes, that's four right there. A function of the public sector is to not to make a profit, serve the interests of the shareholder in spite note. Serve the entire population. That's one of their major functionalities. So we could put that right out the bat. If you need a little bit more elaborations, guys, the let me just think out this. Use booth for now. The the in the public sector, unlike the private sector, the public sector is not driven by profit. It is driven to serve people. It is driven to supply jobs. It's driven for things like this. And the laissez-faire leader is basically the worst type of leader you could ask for, guys. No one likes a laissez-faire leader. And if anyone tells you that they like a laissez-faire leader, they're lying. So closely controls the activities, makes decisions regardless of what subordinate stakes. Um, Stays in the background and allows subordinates to make their own decisions. This was a repeat question. So the same question here is a repeat question. Let's move on to seven now. Which of the following position would be best suited at X? Let me just see where I put X right here. That would be the assistant, let me see. Chief of Advisor, Board of Directors, Board of Directors. So, yes. Just check up something quick. Yes, Board of Directors. Right? So the Board of Directors in this case would be higher than the CEO. Right? Because the CEO is the person who manages the business and stuff like that. They control the daily affairs of the business. However, the board of directors, they are really the persons who are creating the policies and actually funding the business. Right? So we have that out the way. Which question we're not? We're at question seven. Yes, we're already going on to the 10th question. We have to look at time, guys. We're going on to for some 10 minutes. Um, it's around there, which I will just work just for practice purposes. Let's look at question 8. The main purpose of installing a suggested box in a company is to get workers' views on ways of improving the workplace. Suggestion box, ways of improving the workplace. Yes, they need to think a lot on that. Selecting the objectives and procedures for achieving goals is select the objective that would be not really connected the objectives and procedures for achieving goals before organizing. Cannot be controlling. At question 9, 10 minutes in, we are supposed to be at least we'll be looking we'll be taking at least a minute per question. And if we take that into account, we will be at least finished within an hour, 50 minutes at least. We have 1 hour, I think, and 30 minutes to finish out this document. At least there's the usual standard time for paper ones. Which of the following statement best describes the position of the function of a trade union? Secure better wages and improve working conditions for its members. That is a cooperative, so that is not it. Calling strikes in order to gain wage increase for its members. No. Um, representing its members at the highest political level. Not so. It's A. Most likely answer is A. So securing better wages. Oh, I got a bit mixed up there, guys. Sorry for that. Because when I heard the term trade union, I was thinking about like those workers unitary bodies that usually work for the rights that deals with problems in relation to employees and employers. I was thinking of that, but it's not that. It's not that. It's trade unions. So the answer for 10 is would be A. So for this one here, securing better working conditions, and at least under that wing. Let's move on to 11. Which of the following actions demonstrate a characteristic of a good inspires workers, delegates responsibilities? It's all three. Um, it's all three of this. You don't need to overthink this. This is just an easy question. You can just answer right at the back of your hand. Don't overthink it, guys. Let's move on to the 12. How is everyone out there? How is everyone out there? Are you doing okay for tonight? How's everyone doing? Put down back my trusty hat. So you get back down to business. I haven't worn my glasses today. I can't find my glasses for some reason. I'm seeing very blurry, but I think I could still see good enough to actually understand this. The person responsible for bringing together and organizing the factors of production is the entrepreneur. Entrepreneur, guys, don't forget that. The person who controls and organizes the factors of production is the entrepreneur. Let me just put that right there. Let's put this as an extra note. I just put that as NP, the person that organizes the factors of production is the entrepreneur. See, yes. There's just some note that you could take. Don't overthink it. This is just a little note you could take or something that you could have in mind when you're answering a question like this. So it says here, an analysis of the viability of a business idea and examination of the different aspects of operating business is known as. Yes, no, it cannot be a feasibility study. It can be yes, sir. Yes, it has to be a research proposal. If you look at a question, it's say an ideal, so it's not something that is. So it would be a research proposal. Hopefully, I don't stick. Hopefully, nothing happens, guys, because I don't like when I don't like when things stick like this. So for question 13, as we said before, an analysis of the viability of a business. Look at the term ideal. There, it's not really constant. Look at the ideal. If for somebody says I have an ideal, it does not mean that it's in reality right now. So they're not doing a market research, they're not doing a feasibility study, and they're not doing a business plan. The answer for this is the research proposal of the potential customer viability of the business idea, goods and services to be offered, um, viability of the business idea, viability of the business idea, right? So it's viability of the business idea. So if you're creating a business, you're creating a business, and there is opportunity. Yes, opportunity is right there. So it says what description does the business plan give? And it basically give the idea of what is the business idea even syndical? Is it viable? And that's the question that the business plan usually answers. Now let's go back to 15. How long we're going? How long we've been going? 20 minutes? 30 minutes? Yes, we've been going. We're already at halfway already. Going not to halfway. So we're going at a good pace. Let's keep up the pace. I'm not boiling down now. Cash used to secure a loan at a bank is referred to as, that would be fixed deposits. Cash used to secure a loan. Wait, let me just check up this again. Let me just check this up. How's everyone doing out there? Chat, where are you tonight? Where are you tonight? I just had to check something quick, guys. But the answer for this is a collateral. Just put that right here. The answer for this is collateral. Why? Because you're making a deposit, or you're putting something in place in case something happens. That's what collateral is. Collateral is like a backup from the bank. Um, if you take let's say a loan from the bank at $1 million, right? I'm just putting that on the screen. You take a loan at one. You take a loan of $1 million. The bank will take your car, which is worth $1 million, as collateral, as a backup, right? So there's something I just want to put out there. So collateral is something that banks usually take in case you don't make the requested or required payments back, right? So yes, that's something that I want to get out there. So yes, that's it for question 15. Let's go on to question 16 now. Which of the following is our entrepreneur, or something that they have to abide by? Um, Using a credit card to transact business, that is out. Paying in national insurance to the government, and then we have offering higher purchase options to customers, penal insurance, um, for to the government, advertising business locally and regionally. Paying national insurance, to the government. There's something that they have to do. They have to do this, and this is not only for the entrepreneur, but this is like basically for every other business. You guys get me? Because if you're opening up a business, and you have to pay taxes, you have to pay income tax, you have to pay and stuff like that. Especially if you're an entrepreneur. Because if you're an entrepreneur, the idea of separate entity, meaning that the company is separate from you, is not really there is not that in entrepreneurship. So if the business loses, you are screwed. You are cooked, as the chat would say. You are cooked. So if the business basically devaluates and It goes bankrupt, you will go bankrupt also. It will affect you because you're making all the funding, you're doing everything. So the separate entity concept is not in that case. All right, let's move on to question 17. The monthly payments made to an insurance company by its policymakers are known as policy holders. I believe it's endowments. Let me just check up something quick. Endowments. No, no, it cannot be endowments. 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 It cannot be endowments. So the most likely answer in this case is installments. Installments are basically money. Installments are money that are usually deposited, usually over a fixed time. So if you're working with someone, you might usually have an installment of like at the end of this month you will be paid this and this sum of money and stuff like that. That's because the policymakers are workers of the business. Basically, they function in that department, and they will have a monthly installment. They will have a monetary installment for a fixed time. So that is it for 17. We're moving on to 18. So Melissa, a teenager, wanted to earn extra income. So she offered to wash cars for $10. Miss Hanks brought her car to be washed. Melissa washed the car and Miss Hanks paid her 15 $15. What type of contract is demonstrated in the case? Social contract. Social contract. Yes, we don't need to even think about that. That's like easy. Which of the following statement describe a specialty contract? Um, that is out. It cannot be made orally. Let me just change this pen. It cannot be made orally. There's just something. Just change the screen so I could. All right. Look like everything's all right. Everything's all right. So let me just change this pen. Is it red? Yes, it's red now. So first of all, the contract cannot be made orally. That's not a specialty contract. The contract needs to be witnessed in writing. It's close. The contract must be signed, sealed, and delivered. The contract needs not to be witnessed. No, that's out. So it's between C and D. The contract must be signed, sealed, and delivered. The contract needs to be enforceable. Wait, guys, I'm just checking the chat. So for 19, that would be C. A specialty contract is a document that needs to be signed and delivered at a particular time. At a particular time. You guys understand that? That's what a specialty contract actually is. We're going on to question 20. We will be working out the entire paper, guys. We will be working out the entire paper in history. We have to pick up the PS. We have to pick up the PS. Which of the following is not a legitimate way of terminating a contract? Lapse of time, change of mind. Nope. Nope. It cannot be because change of mind. Which of the following is an extractive production, tourism, agriculture, manufacturing, communication. Um, cannot be tourism, agriculture. Move on to 22. The term division labor can be defined as Something goes to distribution, separation of tasks to complete a job. This is a repeat question. We just for now, I just put RP. If I see a repeat question, 2025. This is from the 3rd of Taijan, POB paper one. This is a repeat question, guys. Product Productivity can be measured by outputs over the inputs, inputs over the outputs. It's A, output over the inputs. Right? We just check up something. Yes. So it outputs over the inputs for 23. That's how we measure productivity. How's everyone in the chat? Are you okay today? So outputs over inputs or per unit of work over the output in or so another way of thinking about it is that quality or the amount of work produced over the amount of work completed at a particular time. So productivity, we measure the output or the amount of goods completed or something like that over the amount of time taken to do that work, and from that we could actually measure the productivity levels. So that's 23 right there for you guys. Let's move on to 24. Which of the following activities is not likely undertaken in a cottage industry? Building of boats, bottling of soft drinks, making of sugar cakes, building of boats. It's most likely not going to be building of boats. You won't find someone at their house building an entire boat, right? No, no, wait. Give me a second, guys. Give me a second. Yes, people will be building boats sometimes. Bottling of soft drinks, making of sugar cakes, repairing computers, maybe building some little boat somewhere. So in this case, the answer for that would be bottling of soft drinks. Because cottage industries are some things that you could literally do at home. Wait, no. I have a double mind between this. So for me personally, it's between A or C. But I believe personally that it will mostly lean, just it will mainly lean on back to building boats. I don't think someone you would find someone building an entire boat at their homes. I don't believe so. Cottage industry usually work at home. We usually make things at home. I don't believe you would find someone at their home building an entire boat. That doesn't make sense. You want to see someone build an entire ship at their home? I don't think they have the resources to do that. All right, let's move on to number 5. Which of the following condition would constitute a linkage between two industries? Two industries manufacturing similar goods. This is a good one. One industry share the use of machinery to another industry. Two industries are responsible for the manufacturing of different kind of goods. The output of one industry of the economy. No, that doesn't make sense. Two industries manufacturing similar goods. In the Caribbean, many people are hired for sugarcane farming and very little equipment is used. The industry can best be described as labor intensive. Many people are hired for sugarcane farming and very little equipment is used. It's labor intensive. If it's capital intensive, that would be like machinery and stuff like that. If it's having low capital, like these just don't make sense. When I just see questions like this, I don't see that there's no way that could be correct. Which of the following are examples of fixed capital, meaning that it does not change? Plant and machinery can be balances or cash balances because these could change. Just think that these could change. These could change a lot. So when we think of bank balances and cash balances, those guys could change. Those guys could change anytime. So let me just give in a little bit for you guys could see. Cash balances and bank balances, they could change. They change a lot. They change as hell. So cash balances and bank balances, they change a lot. So let's move on to 28. The producers of power drink created an advertisement which promoted the drink as being super superior to Energy Plus drink, produced by another business. This type of advertisement is referred to as um, can it be collective, can it be informative. It is a competitive um, advertisement, but it's still I still have a double mind between it being competitive and persuasive. Tell me what you guys think in the chat below. But for me, it's mainly competitive. I mainly believe it's competitive. Guys, what you think of this? Because let's read about the question. Just hear me out for a minute. The producers of Power Drink created an advertisement which promoted their drink, right? And they're basically saying that our drink is better than yours, right? What kind of advertisement do you think it is? Do you think it's a persuasive? Do you think it's competitive? I believe it's between those two. What you guys think? You could type in the chat. Anyways, guys, you could look back at the video, you could tell me your thoughts, or if you want to tell me now, you could tell me now. I'll give you a minute to answer. A minute or two to answer. All right, let's move on to question 29, guys. Moving on to question 29. A business should utilize channels such as wholesale, retail, or internet to make products available to customers. Which of the following activities is best described in the statement above? Wholesale, retail, or internet? That would be not market research, not sales promotion, not advertisement, that would be distribution. Because look at the term. They said products available to customers. They're not asking for anything else. You have to read the question properly. So they're asking, how can we make goods available to customers? They're not asking how can we make goods anything else like advertising relation to that. Wholesale, retail, we know that distribution of goods, that's selling goods and stuff like that. And when we talk about the internet here, we mean selling goods online, selling goods like on the internet. So for this, it's the distribution. If you guys have anything different, you could tell me in the chat. Don't be afraid, guys. We don't have a lot of time to be scaredy cats, as I would like to say. Let's move on to question 30. We're already halfway. We're already going on 33 minutes strong. 33 minutes strong. Chat, where are you tonight? I am doing a late live stream. I was supposed to do this video since 8 o'clock, but I just slept away. I slept away. I got up in a hurry and said, "Oh my God, I need to start this stream. These children need to be educated on POB a lot." So I literally was shocked when I figured out that I just said I'm going to sleep for an hour because it was 6 o'clock. I just finished my last stream, and I said I'm coming back online. As soon as I just lay my head there, I was gone, and I figured myself waking up till 11 o'clock. So we're going on 33 minutes strong. Which of the following factors influence consumer behavior? Right? Brand loyalty, product price, place of residence. So quality of goods, we understand that influence consumer behavior a lot, because if the good is low quality, people will not want to buy your good. People will not want to buy your good. Period. Brand loyalty, not really a lot, but people might say, because look, we know Gucci, we know those big brands, that will influence consumer behavior also. Product price, yes. So place of residence is least likely to influence consumer behavior. Place of residence, right? Let's look at toward the one now. One. Which of the following? Let me just see something quick. We're closing, guys. We're going on to the end now. We don't have a lot more questions to answer. Which of the following are functions of packaging? Protect the product, preserve the product, promote the product. So I, and I. Because packaging, every good has a unique packaging. Let me give me a second, guys. Give me a second. Let me see. Let me see. Could open this on the screen. You guys see this? See this here? This is packaging. You guys understand this? If you look, this is Natura. This is just a packaging. This is just a packaging for Natura. And when we have packaging like this, it's actually promoting the good. It's actually promoting it. So it's one way of thinking packaging as promotion also. Because when you create a unique brand, a brand in general, and you do packaging, people will understand your brand and it will create a customer base. So we have that out of the way. Let me just put this back on the screen. So we are there. Question toward the one. We don't want to go over time. We want to stay because we have 1 hour and 30 minutes. We don't want to go over that. So we have to spend around 2-3 minutes on one question. I don't want to spend more longer than that. If you have any questions, you could type in the chat below. If you're moving too fast, I'm not explaining well enough, type in the chat. So let's start with 32. A situation where a business gains editorial space without having to pay for it is called. So we have publicity, marketing, advertising, and discounting. So it says here, a situation where a business gains editorial space. Wait, guys, what are we thinking? What are we thinking? What are we thinking tonight? What are we thinking for this one? What are we thinking? I'll give you a few seconds to just type in the chat. The chat is open. I will see your replies now. What are you guys thinking? What you guys thinking for this one? Any ideas, chat? What are you guys thinking? What are you guys thinking? Anyone? Anyways, the term for this one is publicity or publicity gain through non-effort. So for this one, it's called publicity. Because marketing, you have to pay money to do marketing. Discounting, you still have to pay. Advertising, you still have to pay. So you have to eliminate those three one out of the way immediately. Once you hear of money, just think of money. And marketing is money, advertising is money, discount is money. Because if you buy a product, you still have and the discount, you still have to pay for the product, but just at a lower price. So all of those are money, publicity right off the bat. So let's move on to question 23. John sought permission to prevent the local art gallery from reproducing and selling his paintings. This legal means of protecting his work is referred as copyright. Copyright. Copyright, right out the bat. Patent, none of that matters. Copyright. The legal right of a person to protect their content is known as copyright. If anyone uses my content nonsensically, I will copyright strike. Let me just not say that. Copyright strike them. Guys, I have been copyright strike before. I have had a copyright strike before. And it was very sad. And that's on one of my other channels. That was on my first channel, the Study Prep Guide. When I first started creating content on YouTube, I used the past paper. I don't yet. I think it was January 2025 or something. I think I didn't really leak the document, but something I did. And it was like an intro for my channel, and then it just get copyright strike. I don't like things like that. I don't like to get copyright strike. I hate it very much. It's not a nice feeling. Because 3 copyright strikes on your channel, and your whole channel is done. There is no return from that. YouTube will eliminate my channel. And on my first channel, I had 3 copyright strikes for no apparent reason. Like no reason at all. And I don't post in that channel no more. Because they copy. Anyways, guys, we're on to 40 minutes. We could do this. We have time. So we have to look at time, guys. We have to look at time also because we are already 40 minutes. We have 1 hour 30 minutes. So that would mean we have at least 50, 60, 50 minutes remaining. No, 50 minutes remaining. Product price, promotion, and place are elements of price, product, promotion, and place Um, let's look at this, not sale promotion. Product price, place. It can be market research, can be market study, sales promotion. Anyone else with anything different? Sales promotion. So market study, as we know, is a study of how the market is doing. So that's right out about. That's not a component, right? Market mix, that's a different. That's two markets being mixed together, basically. And we have the market research, which is the imposition or actually the acquisition of what is going on in the global market. How can we improve our goods and services and stuff like that? So price, product, that's sales promotion right out the bat. Once you hear price and product, sales promotion right out the bat. And when you're answering questions, eliminate the answers that will most likely not be the right answer. And then you could left in like probably two answers, and you could decide on that, and you could spend a 2 minutes thinking on it. So let's move on back to toward five. Which of the following is not a major function of a retailer? Preparing goods for resale, uh, a local supply of goods, transporting goods to suitable storage facilities, selling goods in small quantities. Which of the following is not a major function of a retailer? Transporting goods to facilities. All of these providing local goods. All of these are the major functions. This is like the least one. Let me just change up the pen. You have let I have to pick up this theme. Which of the following is global logistics provider? Global logistic provider. We know the GPS is global positioning system, GIS. There's literally it in the spelling, GIS. In business, logistics can be defined as managing data for conception, production, storage, retrieval, using all systems to move an idea from managing resources from storage and some. Yes, it's move on to that. So we toward the seven. I have to speed up a bit, guys, because time is going. Time is going. Which of the following documents issued by a carrier or its agent shows ownership of imported goods? Bill of lading. Which of the following documents issued by a carrier or its agent shows ownership of imported goods? Let me just give you an idea of what bill of lading is. Wait, I think that's in the answer. Let me just check something. Yes, I am right. Bill of lading is correct. Which of the following would be considered? And a bill of lading, just so before we move on, is a document issued. So if you have like Johnny and we have Delio and is transporting goods, right? So the bill of lading is basically a document issued. Let me just give you the state or definition. So a bill of lading is a legal document that is issued by a transportation company to a shipper, right? So it's a document, it's a legal document that's issued by a transportation company to a shipper, right? So if you're shipping company that is transporting goods in you on this, we need your bill of lading to show that you actually could receive this good or service. Let's move on to order 9. Which of the following would be considered a producer? A woman who directs forms and music videos, an accountant who does payroll, a soft drink manufacturer. GB or the company decided to export car engines from Barbados to Trinidad. Which of the following methods is best suited for transportation of the engine? I did answer this before. If it's an engine, it cannot be by sea, it cannot be by rail. In this case, road. You know, you have you have your big you have your big ass. I'm using those terms for guys. Road would be the best case. It's between rails or road, but in the case of this, it will be best because vehicles, that those big vehicles, that it would be easier. And an engine is not really a delicate. It's not really that delicate. It's not that delicate. So that's it for 40. Let's move on to 41 now. We're already going on to the end. We don't have a lot more questions to answer, guys. Which of the following is not a source of income for individuals who engage in personal budgeting? It's not a source of income. Let me just highlight that. And not. It's not a source of income. What do you guys think in chat? I'll give the answer reply in a couple of minutes. At least 1 minute I give you. Which of the following is not a source of income for individuals who engage in personal budgeting? Not a source of income for a personal budget. Let me highlight the important terms. So, which of the following is not a source of income for an individual who engages in personal budgeting? What you guys thinking? You guys thinking? Anyways, the answer is right there. I'm literally seeing it right now. What you guys thinking? This is an easy one. This is an easy one. What you guys thinking? This is easy, guys. This one here is not. This is not an hard question. I'll give you the chat 1 minute to answer. 1 minute. Let me just put the answer. Alexa, play Bruno Mars. Leave the door open. I'll give you guys 1 minute to answer it. Anyways, guys, if you enjoy my streams, subscribe to the Study Prep Guys channel, hit the notification bell. Don't worry, we have a lot of different live streams. I do almost every subject under the CSEC syllabus. So you guys could shout out. I will do a lot of live streams for POB. I want you guys to pass. I want you guys to succeed. That's why I create this channel. I don't think any YouTuber created more content than I did within this month. Guys, I've uploaded over 60 videos within 2 weeks on purely CSEC. Anyways, guys, let's go back to the answer now. So the answer for this one is loans repayment. That's an expense, so that cannot be a source of income. So let's move on to 42. Which of the following services is provided by a commercial bank? Printing money, selling stocks on bonds, controlling the supply of money. Nope. Deposits from customers. So this one here is the. So a lot of people get mixed up between commercial banks and central banks. And this question is a bit blurry. I'm sorry for that. A lot of children get mixed up between what is a commercial bank and what is a central bank. A central bank is owned by the government. Let me just say that again. A central bank is government bank. It's the bank of banks. The central bank actually controls the other commercial banks. Commercial banks are owned by private individuals and are usually privately owned. The central bank is owned by the government. The central bank is owned by the government. I want to repeat that. A lot of children forget. A lot of children get mixed up. What is central bank? What's the difference between central and commercial bank? A lot of children get mixed up between what is a central bank and what is a commercial bank. I just want to get that out there. So, guys, a central bank is operated by the state. A commercial bank is operated by not of the state, right? And the central, meaning that it monitors and actually it controls the amount of inflows, which is the central bank controls the amount of inflows and the amount of outflows in the business. So that's it for that. Let's look at question 43. One of the major functions of a central bank is to issue notes and coins, issue stocks and shares, accept deposit on accounts, make loans and advances. They say major. make loans and advances. Like any other bank, one of the main function is making loans. All right, let's move on to question 44. Mr. Jones has several fixed amount to pay each month. She made an agreement with her bank to make these monthly payments from her account. This service provide bank is referred to as that's a fixed no that's a standing order, right? It's a standing order. A standing order is amount of money that is usually paid every month. That is a standing order, my friends. A standing order is an instruction given by the account holder to their banks to automatically pay for a specific. Wait, guys. Wait. I just seen here. I just seen an error. Wait. How can I, guys? Like I'm slowing now. What's doing that me? The answer for this is a fixed deposit. Sorry for that. Fixed deposit is the correct answer. Like I'm sleeping, guys. I'm sleeping. Anyways, I'm balling down. It has been a very long day for a study prep guy. But anyways, let's move on. So for 45, it says Mia would like to protect her passport, board certificate, and jewelry. Which of the following commercial bank services should she use? In this case, automatic teller until 9. No, that's out. Safety deposit box, online banking. Right? Online banking has more security. Online banking generally has more security. So that is 45 for you guys. Move on to 46. Which of the following entries can have their shares traded on the stock exchange? So partnership, private companies, not public companies, private companies. Which of the following is a function of a chamber of commerce? This is a repeat question. This is a repeat question for 2025. This is a repeat question. Assisting in securing markets for products, protecting the environment, creating unemployment, not protecting the environment. So the answer for this is C. A chamber of commerce is like a group of companies that come together to defend the rights of sellers, right? So one of their main functions is assisting in securing markets for products, right? They usually mandate that. Let's move on to 48. The success of a government's economic policies can be most effectively measured by an increase in level of policies, an increase in standard of living, an increase in standard of living, right? That's like the main way they could actually measure that. Which of the following are examples of direct taxation, income tax, and purchases tax? So I and I. A lot of these questions are repeat, guys. POB does not really differentiate a lot. Which of the following statements accurately describes taxation as a means of redistributing incomes? Redistributing incomes, taxes, the rich pay taxes and poor do not. Tax is used to distribute income more efficient throughout the country. Tax is used to spread income evenly between higher and lower income earners. Higher income earners are taxed at a higher rate so as to provide benefits to lower income earners. Which of the following statement accurately describes taxation as a means of redistributing income? Tax is used to distribute income. So D. Anyone else with anything else different? Oh my gosh, guys. What? I haven't done a live stream like this in like ages. The true live streams today, guys. But don't worry. Okay, we're good. But anyways, for this one, I may be wrong, but I may be wrong. I just saying that right off the bat because I I believe the answer between D or C. But for me, it's mainly D, right? Because if you tax higher income earners and you distribute the good to poorer class workers or the lower class, that will evenly distribute. That will evenly distribute the amount of income in court. Move on to 51. Governments can positively influence business activity by subsidies, not grants, not taxes, not expenditure, subsidies. Subsidies meaning that they offer tax cuts so that the business could actually function. Now let's look at 52. Governments offer subsidies to business to force them to pay corporate tax, reduce costs, and ultimately prices, increase costs and prices. If you don't have to really pay a lot of taxes, you will reduce costs. A price control may be defined as tax on goods and services, government's ban on imports, government's limit on the price of goods and services. That's what we call a price ceiling, guys. A price ceiling is something that the government does to basically control the prices of goods and services. So I did make a video on what monopolies is, but a monopoly is a dangerous market. A monopoly is a dangerous type of market. A monopoly is a type of market that basically sells or is the only seller of a good. Like for example, um, I'll give you an example. I'll just give you some information. Talk about myself online, but I will do it for now. Right, guys? So in the country where I live, we're in the country right now where I'm right now. I'm in Guyana right now. I'm in Guyana right now. In Guyana, there is this agency known as Guyana Power Limited, and that was once a monopoly. They provided electricity services. They provided electricity services, guys. And over time, the government bought majority of the shares of the electricity company GPL. It was one that no one else sold the good. When we hear the term monopoly, we think of this one company selling this, being the only provider of this good or service. So that's it for 53. Let's move on to 54. The provision of social services by government does not include education and training, transportation facilities. Provision of social services by the government does not include education, training, health, tax refunds. The buying and selling of goods and services among countries is called international trade. The gross national product of a country is defined as the total value of goods and services. No income earned in the country less income earned value of goods and services produced by a country in a given period, income earned in the country in a given period, value of goods and services available in the country at a given period. 57, which of the following practices would contribute to the economical growth and development of a country? Decreased use of country's natural resources, exported skilled personnel, that's brain drain, provision of loans and technical assistance for establishing local businesses. All right, we're going on to our three last question, guys. What you guys think of the live stream? Was it enjoyable? If you have any disagreements with me, guys, I'm a very open person. I will argue with you a bit, but I'm a very open person at the end of the day. I'm not that intimidating teacher. I'm not that intimidating teacher that says, I am right. I'm willing to argue, I'm willing to articulate with you guys. So, which of the following is a benefit of the CSME? Reduce cost of housing, reduce cost of air travel, more equitable distribution of income, a common trade policy. Which of the following, when increased, would not contribute to the improvement or improve would not contribute to the improved standard of living in the country? So if you increase the population, that will not really improve the standard of living. Matter of fact, it will actually affect the standard of living in a bad way. Because if you have a bigger population, the productivity levels in the country would have to increase. So our last question of the night, guys. I really do appreciate all your time. Thank you for watching. You know that one viewer out there, guys. That one viewer, give you a big shout out. A big shout out, guys. There have been some of you who have watched the whole video, guys. A big shout out to the subscribe guy. I really appreciate your support, guys. Leave a like, leave a subscribe, and you could watch back the video after it's finished. So unemployment caused by a downturn in the economy is referred to as cyclical, frictional. Just make sure. So yes, for this one, it's cyclical unemployment. So yes, guys, that is it. That is it, my people. We have finished the long paper. Finished, guys. Let me just in the chat. How are you tonight, everyone? We have finally finished the paper, guys. How was it? Was it in your opinion? I see a lot of repeat question in this paper, guys. A lot of repeat question. I did work the 2025 January paper. Paper once you could look at that in my other marathon, in my other live stream. Thanks for watching, everyone. That's just personal. Thanks for watching, everyone. Anyways, guys, that is it from the study prep guy. I really do appreciate all the support, guys. See you guys out on the next video. Anyways, guys, leave a like, subscribe to the study prep guys chill zone. This is a very long live stream, my longest one so far on this channel. Anyways, guys, see you out. All the best for POB paper one. We'll be doing two more live streams on paper one before the exam. So stay in tune for that. Stay in tune for that. How is everyone doing? How are you feeling tonight? Anyways, guys, it's really late. I need you to sleep. Sleep, guys. Take your rest. We will be going again tomorrow. We'll be going even longer tomorrow. See you guys out.